Welcome to Mike's Yoga channel and welcome to this flexibility routine for golfers. When you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's begin by coming into a seated position with one leg in front of the other. It doesn't matter which leg. Now from here on your next inhale, lift the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, plant this right hand down in line with your right hip. Reach this left arm over, feeling a nice side body stretch on that left side. Exhale, come back to center. Let's take that over to the other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, plant the left hand down in line with that left hip. Reach this right arm over. Exhale, come back to center. Again, on your next inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, this time we'll come into a twist. So let's twist to our right, bringing your right hand, right arm behind you, acting as a second spine. Letting the left hand rest on this right leg. Just make sure you avoid the right knee. And from here, as you inhale, try and lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, just gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. We'll take that over to the other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Left hand, left arm behind you, acting as a second spine. Letting the right hand rest on the left leg. Again, just make sure you avoid that left knee. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, gently twist. Exhale, come back to center. Awesome job. Now from here, let's come into a head to knee pose. So let's start by extending this right leg out long, keeping this right foot flexed towards you. Left foot can just hug into the right thigh. From here, as you inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that right leg and then melt it forward, really breathing into the back of this right leg, the calf, the hamstring. On your next exhale, mindfully release, roll it up. Let's take that over to the other side, extending this left leg out long, hugging this right foot into your left thigh. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, shift a little bit towards that left leg, melt it forward. Again, really breathing into the back of this left leg. And exhale, mindfully release, roll it back up. Now from here, let's take a wide-legged forward fold. So let's extend both legs out long. Only bring them wide enough so you don't feel any sort of pain or discomfort in your hips. If you do feel any pain or discomfort, that likely means you've brought your feet out too wide. So if that's the case, just kind of bring them in closer together. And your hands from here can just rest in front of you. Keep both feet flexed towards you here. So getting a nice stretch in the hips. And exhale, mindfully release. Awesome job. Now from here, let's make our way into a deer pose, otherwise commonly referred to as a 90-90 stretch. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating two 90-degree angles in our legs. So let's start with this right leg in front of us, right knee in line with the right hip, 90-degree angle in this leg, right foot is flexed. Left leg behind you, left knee in line with the left hip, 90-degree angle, left foot is flexed. Hands or fingertips can just rest by your side, sit up nice and tall. Should feel a great stretch in that left hip here. And on your next exhale, mindfully release. Again, we'll just take that over to the other side. So left leg in front of you, right leg behind you. Left knee in line with left hip, 90-degree angle in this left leg. Left foot is flexed. Right knee in line with the right hip, 90-degree angle, right foot is flexed. Hands or fingertips just resting by your side. Sit up nice and tall. And on your next exhale, mindfully release. From here, let's make our way into an extended child's pose. So let's bring our knees as wide as the mat, letting the big toes touch behind you. And now from here, just walk the hands along in front of you, letting the forehead rest in the mat. In this pose, we're breathing into the shoulders, the back body, as well as the hips. And so a couple options here. You can stay exactly where you are, or if you like, we can walk our hands off to the left of our mat, feeling a nice side body stretch in that right side. And if your hands are out to the left, now let's walk them over to the right. And if your hands are out to the right, let's bring them back to the center. And now from here, inhale, shift forward. We'll come into a high cobra. So keeping the legs together, extending them out long behind you, stacking the hands right underneath the shoulders, pushing yourselves up, keeping your core slightly engaged. Breathe. And on your next exhale, let's curl the toes, shift the hips up. We'll come into downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the feet here. Again, really breathing into the back of those legs, the calves, the hamstrings. And when you're ready, let's find a nice neutral position. And now from here on our next inhale, really moving with the breath, we're going to shift forward, coming into a high plank. Exhale, moving with your breath, going back to down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. So let's do that 3 more times, moving with your breath. Last one. Coming back to down dog. From here on your next inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the right knee. Step the right foot up in between the hands. Lower that left knee down, left shoelaces down. Coming into a low lunge. So let's stack this right knee over the right ankle. Hips in one line. So for some of us, we may have to draw that right hip back just a little bit. Bring this left hip forward. Let's bring our arms up overhead. Core slightly engaged here as well. Another awesome stretch for the hips and that psoas muscle. So again, option to stay here, or we can also take a twist. So to take a twist on your next inhale, let's bring our hands together at our chest. Exhale, twisting to the right, so letting that left tricep rest on top of that right leg. If you are in the twist, on your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, let's take that over to the other side. Inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the left knee. Step the left foot up in between the hands. Lower that right knee down, right shoelaces down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. So again, let's try and keep these hips in one line. On this side, we may have to draw that left hip back just a tad and bring this right hip forward. Core slightly engaged, breathe. And to take that twist here again, on your next inhale, let's bring our hands together at our chest. Exhale, twisting to the left, so letting that right tricep rest on top of that left leg. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to downward facing dog. Great job. Now from here, let's lower down, make our way onto our bums. And once you get there, let's extend the legs along in front of you, keeping the legs together. We'll come into a seated forward fold. So from here on your next inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, melt it forward, grabbing onto the toes or the feet if you can. If you can't, that's okay. You can just let the hands rest, really naturally fall. Again, really breathing into the back of the legs. And on your exhale, mindfully release. From here, let's make our way down onto our backs. And once we get to our backs, let's hug our knees into our chest, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a nice big hug. Feel free to rock side to side here, massaging the spine. And now from here, we'll come into a supine twist. So let's keep our right knee hugged into our chest. Extend this left leg out long. And now from here, when you're ready, let's guide this right knee over to the left. Our right arm can come into a T or a cactus. And now from here in the supine twist, keep this right shoulder firmly rooted in the mat. So if your right shoulder is coming up off the mat like this, that means you've gone too far, so dial it back. Feel a nice stretch on that right side body. next exhale, mindfully come back to center. We'll take that over to the other side, so extending that right leg long, hugging this left knee back into our chest. And when you're ready, guiding this left knee over to the right, so our left arm can come into a T or a cactus. Again, keep this left shoulder firmly rooted in the mat. And on your next exhale, mindfully come back center. Now from here, we'll come into a reclined butterfly. So let's simply just bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees open up wide, letting the hips just open up naturally. Another awesome stretch for the hips. Couple options with your hands. You can just let them rest by your sides, or you can have one hand on the hearts, one hand on the belly, or if you want, we can get a nice upper body stretch here too by bringing the index finger and the thumbs together, so creating this triangle, and then simply bringing this triangle up overhead. So if you do this, you should have two diamond shapes, one in your knees, one in your elbows, and then the triangle in your hands. And now wherever you are, on your next exhale, extend the legs out long, extend the arms out long, coming into final Shavasana. Feel free to close your eyes here, letting the mind and the body reap all the benefits from this practice. And I encourage you to stay here for as long as you like, or if you're ready to go, we can rock up, coming into a seated position of your choice. Wherever you are, let's bring our hands together at our heart. Thank you all so much for sharing your time and your energy with me today. If you are planning on playing around after this, let me know in the comments how it went. I would love to know. As always, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. From here, let's bring our hands up to our third eye. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much. Namaste.